I hope you listen to this entire message regardless of your political views. Every dictator has one common goal: to control the people, their knowledge, and ideas. How exactly do they do it? Simple. You lower the education standards. That's why you're seeing so many red states with all these charter schools and their private voucher programs. Those are the schools that only the children of the wealthiest families can afford to attend. Those private voucher programs funnel tax dollars from public schools to private, prestigious institutions of education for the wealthy. Because dictators don't want the poor or even the middle class to be educated or to be critical thinkers, or to think at all. So public schools will become institutions of basic learning. Just the basic reading, writing, and math skills will be taught. Nothing else. This is because the poor and middle class will be conditioned to be worker drones. The laborers. The only options of higher education for a public school graduate will be some sort of trade school. Now look, don't get me wrong. Trade schools are great. But shouldn't every child have the same opportunity to earn a spot at a major or even prestigious university? Not in the future dictatorship of America if Trump gets his way. Only the wealthiest, the upper echelon, the elites will have the opportunity to earn a bachelor's or a master's or a doctorate. Not the poor, nor the middle class. How else do dictators gain control of the population? They limit culture. That's what we're currently witnessing with mass deportations, removing every other culture from the American culture. Dictators remove cultural exhibits from museums. We see the Trump administration whitewashing history, or at least trying to. Dictators censor the media. The Trump administration has sued journalists and major networks, threatened content creators, and have used intimidation tactics against the entire populace of America. Now look, this is a pattern that has repeated itself throughout history. And history is now repeating itself. You know what the worst part is? It's an entire political party mostly comprised of the very people who will suffer the most. And it actually warms my heart to say the following words to that political party. Dear MAGA, off is the direction in which you can fuck. It is your feeble mind that was so easily manipulated and brainwashed, which allowed the rise of a wannabe dictator. It is your ignorance, MAGA, that will bring so much suffering to this nation. And when you are suffering the most, when you are begging for food or shelter or any of the most basic necessities of life, it is I who will turn and look away. It is I who will show no sympathy for your plight. It is I who will have no empathy for your loss and suffering. It is I who will have no compassion for any member of your feeble-minded little cult. And I say little because your MAGA cult isn't as mighty and powerful as you pretend it to be. In fact, your cult makes up less than 1/4 of voting-aged Americans, and your little cult is dwindling in numbers every day. Now, for the rest of us, stay strong, don't give up. Stay brave, never back down. Stay vigilant, watch your own back, and always watch your allies' back. And most importantly, stay proud. Because it is people like me and you who will defeat the racist, misogynistic ways of this little cult of MAGA and their foolish, simple-minded leader. In short, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck his regime of bootlicking yes men and weak little women who act as nothing more than his personal puppets. Fuck the ignorant followers of the MAGA cult. It is the rest of us who have the ability to think for ourselves, the ability to love all mankind regardless of skin color, and those of us who have the strength to never bow down to a wannabe dictator that will come out of this on top. Maybe bruised and battered, and most definitely not unscathed. But it is us who will ultimately prevail. For 1836 Media, I'm Jay. I hope you listened to this entire message regardless of your political views. I hope you will let this message marinate within your soul. And lastly, I sincerely hope you have the very day you deserve.